What's up, world? It's your boy Drew Marcy here for How to Rap, and in this video we're gonna give you 5 freestyle rapping tips so that you know how to freestyle without fear. Now this video is gonna be inspired by our community tab where we've been asking rappers from around the world, what's your biggest fear in learning how to rap and becoming a full-time rapper? And one of the #1 rated comments is from Sandman in response to what's your biggest fear in learning how to rap. And he says, freestyling. I'm starting to dedicate proper time to practice it as a skill. And when I tell people that I'm a rapper and they ask me to freestyle, I can actually do it. So in this video, we're gonna break down 5 rapping tips to not only help Sandman get a little bit further, but you, if you're an aspiring rapper or are just interested in the science of how to freestyle rap. Now, as somebody who's been coaching rappers for nearly a decade and myself rapping for over 20 years, I feel very confident that what you're gonna get is a very easy to follow, step-by-step, thorough breakdown of how to break down the fear of freestyle rapping. So without further ado, let's get into how to freestyle without fear. Now, of course, before we answer the question, be sure to subscribe to this channel with notifications and keep an eye on the community tab because we drop weekly videos all about how to freestyle rap, become a better freestyler, and in fact become a full-time rapper, a professional rapper traveling around the world. And if freestyle is your biggest interest, be sure to check out our best-selling course, Rap Tycoon, because the Freestyle Fortnight, which is a 2-week course on mastering the art of freestyling, is a free bonus when you sign up for Rap Tycoon. So I'm gonna put that as the first link in the video description box below, so look out for that. All right, so the Sandman is already doing #5 freestyle rapping tip to freestyle without fear, and that's dedicating proper time. But I wanna add something that wasn't in Sandman's comment, which is not only dedicating proper time, meaning freestyling for 30 minutes, an hour, even 10 minutes if you're just starting a day. But here's a little tip, yo. Why not actually record your freestyles, right? That's one thing that I really started to do when I was first learning how to freestyle, and I still do it when I'm getting into freestyle more. The reason to record your freestyles is first, you will start to hear how you vocally sound to other people. And one thing that gets sort of underrated in these freestyle rapping tip type videos is how important it is to have a voice that's compelling as well when you're going off the top. But probably more important than just voice is you wanna make sure that you're not just using the same rhyme schemes over and over again. Now, inherently, when you're just freestyling for yourself or for other people, you kind of know, okay, I keep rhyme spitting with victim, etc. But when you're recording it, you can actually sort of like a DVD commentary for yourself. You can listen over and over again and start to take notes. And again, this is something that I personally done, I coach rappers to do. So just imagine, not only if you're Sandman or yourself watching and listening, but just imagine if you were to record 10 minutes of freestyle each day, 5 days a week. You can take a couple days off just to have your weekend or whatever. 5 days a week, you're recording your freestyle for 5 to 10 minutes. Now, the first thing you'll notice after day 2, 3, 4, 5 is, again, you're gonna have repetitive rhyme schemes that you're tired of listening to. All right, so that might be like spitting victim. I always rhyme spitting with victim. First thing you can do is understand that you need to have other rhyme chains available. So you can pre-write rhyme chains that, okay, so we have spitting victim. What's another word for spitting that I could be, accessing? I could be accessing rapping. I could be accessing dropping bars, right? And so you might have a couple rhyme chains that your goal for the week now is to just succeed in avoiding only using spitting to freestyle about how you rap. Now I'm gonna try to drop in bars, right? And so the next couple freestyles, you record them and you'll start to notice, oh, okay, well, last week I was struggling with only referring to rap as spitting, and now I'm going referring to it as dropping bars. So that's one thing. But probably more importantly is you can actually, in real time, add other rhymes that you can now import into your mind. So you'll sit down, you'll notice I'm always saying spitting victim. Well, what are other rhymes that rhyme with victim that I can put into my sort of mental Rolodex for freestyle? Spitting victim, system, listen, glisten, hit them, get wins, etc. So another really important thing to dedicating proper time is to dedicating it in a way that's actually gonna improve your freestyle abilities, as opposed to just knowing that you're gonna freestyle for 30 minutes and doing that for 2, 3, 4 months and not really getting better. Somewhat related to what Sandman was talking about is #4 freestyle rapping tip, which is using your friends as what I call a weighted bat. All right, so a weighted weighted bat is essentially the idea that in baseball, you ever watch American baseball? We're a global company, so some of y'all don't know about baseball like that. But in baseball, if you notice, right before the hitter goes up to hit the ball out of the park or whatever, he actually puts a weight on the bat so that he's able to feel and practice the motion at a heavier sort of weight than it would be when he's actually going to hit the ball, which tricks the brain psychologically to swing through it much farther when he doesn't have the weight on. Friends are sort of like that, all right? Now, when you're freestyling at a house party or at the cafeteria or whatever, you may not have your friends around, but when your friends are around, you can be freestyling with them and experimenting with different things like freestyle rapping. Tip number 4, trying new rhyme schemes, being more comfortable with messing up around the friends when you're doing it with people that you're already cool with, so that when you are asked, sort of like Sam said, when people ask you to rap, when strangers ask you to rap, you're much more comfortable because you're like, dude, I've been freestyling with my friends and experimenting and getting better prior to this stranger asking for you to, start to bust the best bars ever. So freestyle rapping tip number 4 is use your friends as a weighted bat and practice with them so that you're more confident when it's time to actually show up for strangers. One other quick tip to do that is use your friends when they are either like, if you're a little bit older, lick it up, or, doing the horticultural activities, as we like to say, or do it when they're like over caffeinated for all the younger folks, whatever it is. But just convince your friends, like most people, as long as they don't feel like they're going to be judged, don't mind doing a little freestyle here or there. So use your friends at a time in which they're in a lower amount of stress, whether that's y'all playing video games and you're just like, yo, let's freestyle, or y'all out and partying and stuff like that. And again, this is something that I did personally. Most of my friends have freestyled at least once or twice around me because I know the perfect times to let them get into it so I can also practice. Freestyle rapping tip number 3 to freestyle without fear is freestyle to a variety of beats. Now, one thing, I don't know if Sandman, if you notice this, but one thing you'll notice when you freestyle for a while or tell people that you're a rapper and they ask you to freestyle is sometimes they want to choose the beat. And I can remember very specifically one time where somebody asked me to rap over Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones, which was just intense because that's not really a rap beat. And sometimes they want you to rap over rock or rap in the bar. I've rapped to techno before because we were in like some German club and they were just like, rap now. That's the only German accent I could do. It's like Zip Bruno. But yeah, people are gonna ask you to freestyle and sometimes they get to choose the beat. So take time when you're on your personal time and you're following freestyle rapping tip number 5, a dedicated proper time on your own. Take time to freestyle to a variety of different beats, even challenge yourself to rap over other genres. Like I'm gonna try to rap over Amy Winehouse or something like that. Take the time to do that because you'll be much more comfortable, especially when rap beats come on. Like if you've been freestyling to Amy Winehouse and the Rolling Stones, you're gonna feel a lot better when it's like, somebody puts on like Jack Harlow and you just like, oh, thank God, finally something that's meant to be rapped on. You know what I'm saying? So take the time in advance to practice freestyling to different types of beats. Freestyle rapping tip number 4 is focus on self-related topics. Now, when I say self-related topics, I mean, get really good at knowing what rhymes with your local town or the things that you and your friends like to do. If you have a lot of friends that are gamers and like to watch, gaming YouTube, you should know every single rhyme for ninja or gaming video game. You should have rhyme chains again that are already perfectly aligned with that interest. You should know everything about how to freestyle about your body type. You think I don't know how to say skinny, whatever, right? Because I know what rhymes with thin, etc. Right? Because I'm a thin dude. So know about your body type, know about your geography, know about common self-identifiers that make you, that when your brain goes blank, you can always come back to the thing about you and it will sound much more relevant, not only to the listener, but you'll know how to sort of bring it back home, right? Again, I know everything that rhymes with Washington, even though everyone thinks this is a Walgreen hat, it's the Washington Nationals hat, yo. But I know everything that rhymes with Washington. And so this is gonna help you along the way as well. And the last freestyling tip to freestyling without fear, how to freestyle without fear, is story over songwriting, all right? What I mean by this is focus more on getting good at freestyling stories, kind of relates to tip number 2 that we just talked about. Focus on telling stories as opposed to trying to make the best song. Now, in that course that we discussed, it's the first link in the video description, we're gonna go into how to make a freestyle chorus, how to make an entire song off the top, sort of like Juice WRLD, so go check that out. But for right now, especially if you're a beginner or if you're dealing with a lot of fear, worry more about how to tell a story about something relevant to you and practicing that on your own and recording and getting your rhymes. All of these tips used together so that it's more relevant to the people. You have to understand, when people ask you to freestyle, they don't expect you to freestyle. They don't expect you to freestyle Be Humble by Kendrick level stuff. They really want to hear funny, interesting tales that are relevant to them, that have to do with either your day or the last conversation y'all had or something relevant to each other. There's actually a much lower bar for being sort of entertaining from a freestyle aspect. And one thing that I learned over the years being in the cypher with a lot of different freestyle rappers is that the best ones are the ones that get the most laughs and get the most engagement, people paying attention, are telling stories rather than trying to freestyle their life, their whole entire life, which often it gets jumbled. The nature of freestyle is that you'll probably lose your focus and forget how to bring it back. It's not the same as talking, right? So story over songwriting, and that'll help you get over your fear because you'll always know you have something relevant to discuss. And if you're doing the other freestyle tips that we've discussed, it's really gonna help along the way. So with that all being said, those are the freestyle rapping tips to freestyle without fear. Now I wanna see you in the comments. Y'all know we love the comments here, right? And we love to have a beautiful How to Rap community, and of course the community tab. But my question for you is, what is a story that you've already freestyled about? All right, now I assume if you're watching these, you've tried to freestyle before. Tell us a time in which you were freestyling with somebody else. And I remember that I told a freestyle about this girl that we were both hooking up with and we're Eskimo brothers. Or I remember I freestyled about how my mom is always cooking this food or whatever. Like, tell us the time that you freestyled a relevant story. And if not, you better be following these tips so that you can do it on the next video. But be sure to tell us that story, and be sure to check out our free bonus course, Freestyle Fortnite, if that's interesting to you. I appreciate your time. It's the big homie Drew. I'm out for How to Rap.